Welcome to my channel. There are a few ways to get to Spain. You can apply for an entrepreneur visa, you can apply for a digital nomad visa, and you can also apply for the non-lucrative visa. Today, we're going to be talking about the non-lucrative visa, its requirements, and some tips and tricks to make your application easier. In 2024 to 2025, the financial requirement for the non-lucrative visa was 2,400 euros, or about 28,800 euros per year. That is per person. If you are bringing your spouse or children, you would add an additional $7,000 per child per year. Proof of financial means does include, but is not limited to, bank statements, whether that be savings or checkings, investment statements, any rental income as well, and any contracts that you might have. Will the bank statements need to be stamped, notarized, translated? No. In our case, our bank statements did not need to be notarized. They did not need to be translated. They did not need to have anything other than a printout from our bank. And it was really just a summary page. We printed out 6 months worth of bank statements or bank summary pages, and that was accepted. We'll also need a card that proves, an ID card of some sort that proves that you live where you live. It cannot be your passport. It has to have your address and your name listed on the card. However, if you do not have an ID card, bills also work, or tax documents as well. We had finished every single part of the process, and we were unable to find a doctor or a hospital that would do that medical certificate of good health, which basically says, I don't have anything. And we didn't have to submit vaccines, medical records really, or anything like that. They just ran some tests on us, very minimal tests, and they signed off that we were not sick. If your doctor cannot do that, because sometimes they do refuse to do the medical certificates of health, you can go to an ER or any immediate care. And they will perform that for you. I will say insurance will probably not cover it, and it will be pretty pricey. You will need medical insurance as well as birth certificates for any children. You will also need an apostilled federal background check. And this is just to say that you haven't committed any crimes and that you are not wanted or anything like that. However, if you have committed a crime, you still can get this visa, because what they are checking for is your 5-year history. You're going to need your passport, and because this is a point of confusion, I'm going to mention it. You do not need your birth certificate if you are over the age of 18. Just a passport or an ID that proves that you are residing where you say you are and that the consulate is nearest you that you are going to. Once your FBI background check is apostilled, it's because you have to first request it, and you'll get that, and then you have to mail it, and then you have to wait to get it back once it's apostilled. Once you have received your FBI background check apostilled, I recommend going to the BLS website and scheduling an appointment, because they do fill up very quickly. One important piece of information that you should keep in mind is that some of these documents do expire. So the background check, you have 6 months from when you get it to when you apply. You can apply if it is the day before it expires. If you are unable to get an appointment before your documents expire, you are going to have to do the process over again. And we actually had to do that. However, it was just with the medical certificate of health, because that one, when we applied, was only valid for 3 months. And we had some hiccups in our process, mainly, well, that's a story for another day. We had a hiccup in our process, and the BLS office was actually quite understanding. They allowed us to submit with insurance, having already started long ago. However, they did require that we get a new medical certificate of good health. You're going to need the national visa application. This is the application that every single person that is applying for any kind of visa, whether it be a student visa, a digital nomad visa, or a non-lucrative visa, fills out. A non-working visa, which is EX-01. So you're going to have to fill both of those out and have them ready at the appointment. So if you go to exteriores.gov.es, I'm going to link that also. It will show you all of the requirements that you will need for the non-lucrative visa, as well as any other visas that you may want to apply for to move to Spain. After you have all of your documents, you will schedule an appointment. So let's say you've filled out your visa application and it has been denied. Not to worry, you can appeal it. And we actually had to do that. And so we're going to be doing a video about the appeal process. It's actually a lot simpler than you would realize. If you follow my channel, I will also be discussing the digital nomad visa, getting apartments and getting settled in Spain, and the way that you can do it and how I did it so that I can ease your journey into life in Spain. Good morning.